Welcome back to KDramaVerse, your favorite corner where every moment in the K-drama universe is felt deeply, discussed passionately, and shared like a story among friends. Today's story isn't just about glitz, cameras, or scripted emotions. It's about something raw, something real, something that left fans completely speechless. We're talking about the unforgettable emotional week of Park Hee-sun at Seoul National University. And trust me, this one hits differently. Imagine this, one of the most admired rising stars, known for her poise, elegance, and seemingly unshakable confidence, stepping into one of Korea's most prestigious academic institutions, not for a drama shoot, not for a staged interview, but for something deeply personal. Fans initially thought it was just another appearance, maybe a lecture, maybe a collaboration. But what unfolded over the week turned into a wave of emotions that no one saw coming. Let's rewind a bit. Park Hee-sun has always been known for her versatility on screen. Whether she's portraying strength, vulnerability, or quiet resilience, she has this uncanny ability to make audiences feel like they're part of her story. But this time, there was no script, no retakes, no director calling cut. This was real life, and that's exactly why it struck such a powerful chord. Her arrival at Seoul National University was initially low-key. Students noticed her walking through campus with minimal security, dressed simply, almost blending in. But of course, a star of her caliber can never go unnoticed for long. Within hours, photos began circulating online. Fans were curious. Why was she there? What was she doing? And why did she look different? Not different in a dramatic sense, but softer, more reflective. There was a quiet weight in her expressions that fans immediately picked up on. And as the days went by, that quiet weight turned into something much deeper. During a small, intimate session with students, one that wasn't even meant to go viral, Park Hee-sun opened up in a way she never had before. No filters, no polished answers, just honesty. She spoke about the pressures of fame, the loneliness that sometimes hides behind success, and the constant need to prove yourself in an industry that moves at lightning speed. Now pause for a second. Have you ever wondered what it truly feels like to live under that kind of pressure? To always be on, to always meet expectations, to carry the hopes of fans, directors, brands, and even your own dreams all at once? That's exactly the kind of conversation she invited everyone into. Students who attended that session later shared that the room felt heavy, but in a beautiful way. You could hear a pin drop. Some were visibly emotional, like others completely frozen, just absorbing every word. It wasn't just a talk, it was a moment of connection. One particular moment that fans can't stop talking about was when she paused mid-sentence. Just paused, took a breath, and smiled. Softly, almost like she was reassuring herself. Then she said something that has since been quoted across fan communities. Sometimes the strongest version of yourself is the one that admits you're tired. That line alone? It sent shockwaves through the fandom. Social media exploded. Clips from that session began circulating, hashtags started trending, and suddenly, everyone was talking about this emotional week. But what made it even more impactful was how relatable it felt. This wasn't just a celebrity sharing struggles. It was a human being reminding everyone that it's okay not to have everything together. And then came the interactions. Throughout the week, Park Hee-sun spent time walking around campus, casually interacting with students. No big stage, no formal setting, just conversations. She listened more than she spoke, and when she did speak, it was with a sincerity that left people stunned. Some students later revealed that she asked them about their own struggles, their fears, their dreams, their uncertainties. Imagine that for a second. A star you've admired from afar, sitting across from you, genuinely asking about your life. That kind of moment, you don't forget it. And here's where it gets even deeper. Midweek, something shifted. Fans noticed that her public appearances became even more introspective. There was a quiet emotional buildup, almost like she was processing something in real time. During another session, she touched on the idea of identity, how easy it is to lose yourself when the world keeps telling you who you should be. Do you know who you are when no one is watching? She asked. That question lingered, not just in that room, but across the entire fan base. People started reflecting, sharing their own thoughts, their own abilities. It became more than just her story. It became everyone's story. And let's talk about the fans for a moment, because their reaction? Absolutely powerful. Instead of the usual fan frenzy, cheering, screaming, asking for selfies, there was a noticeable shift in energy. Fans were quieter, more respectful, almost protective. They weren't just seeing her as a star anymore, they were seeing her as someone who needed space to feel, to express, to just be. Messages started pouring in online. Take your time, we're here. You don't always have to be strong for us. Thank you for trusting us with your truth. It's rare to see such a collective moment of empathy in fandom culture. And that's what made this week so special. Towards the end of her time at Seoul National University, there was one final appearance that truly sealed the emotional impact of everything. It wasn't grand. No big announcements, just a simple closing interaction. She stood in front of a small group, looked around, and for a brief moment it seemed like she was holding back tears. But instead of breaking down, she smiled again. That same soft, reassuring smile, and said, "Thank you for listening. Not just to me, but to yourselves too." That line, that was the moment fans lost it. Because it wasn't just a goodbye, it was a reminder. A reminder that vulnerability is not weakness, that sharing your truth can create connections that no scripted scene ever could. And honestly, if you think about it, this entire week felt like a drama, except it wasn't fictional. It had everything: tension, emotion, introspection, and a quiet kind of resolution. But instead of watching it on a screen, people experienced it in real life. So here's a question for you. What do you think made this moment so powerful? Was it her honesty, the setting, the timing? Or was it the fact that for once, the line between celebrity and audience completely disappeared? Because that's what it felt like. In a world where everything is curated, filtered, and polished, Park Hee-sun gave fans something raw, something unfiltered, something real. And in doing so, she didn't just leave an impression, she created a moment that will be remembered for a long time. And let's not ignore the bigger picture here. Moments like this have the power to reshape how we view celebrities. They remind us that behind every performance, every award, every public appearance, there's a human being navigating their own journey. It also sparks an important conversation about mental health, about emotional well-being, and about the importance of creating spaces where people feel safe to open up. Because if someone in the spotlight can share their struggles, maybe it gives others the courage to do the same. As the week came to an end, the campus returned to its usual rhythm. Lectures resumed, students went back to their routines, and the buzz slowly faded. But the impact? That stayed. Photos, videos, and quotes from that week continue to circulate, each one carrying a piece of that emotional experience. And for those who were there, it's not just a memory, it's something they felt, something that changed them, even if just a little. And for fans watching from afar, it was a reminder that sometimes the most powerful stories aren't the ones we watch, they're the ones we live. So as we wrap up today's story on KDramaVerse, let's carry that energy with us. Let's remember that it's okay to pause, to reflect, to feel. Let's remember that strength doesn't always look like confidence. It can look like honesty, like vulnerability, like simply showing up as you are. And most importantly, let's remember the quiet impact of a week that turned into something unforgettable. Until next time, keep your hearts open, your minds curious, and your love for K-drama stories alive, because sometimes the real-life ones hit even harder. Stay emotional, stay connected, and as always, this is KDramaVerse, signing off with love.